The emotional blow. You ever wonder why your favorite store suddenly disappeared? Why your uncle lost his job out of nowhere? Why your retirement is worth less than it should be? The answer comes down to just 3 words. Words almost no one talks about, because the people who do understand them are the ones getting rich. Private equity. They don't buy companies to grow them. They buy them to bleed them dry, to load them with debt, fire the workers, shut down the stores, and walk away with billions. And the worst part? You are paying for it with your time, your work, your retirement, your life. Today, I'm going to show you how private equity is destroying America and how you are already trapped inside the system, even though you never agreed to play. Chapter 1. The silent power that killed toys. There was once a place every kid knew, a paradise made of colors, plastic, and dreams. Toys R Us. But today, it's all gone.
Toys R Us!
Childhood memories erased. What happened? Not Amazon, not the internet, but a system that moved quietly and struck without mercy. In 2005, 3 financial giants, Bain Capital, KKR, and Vornado Realty, bought Toys R Us for $6.6 billion. But they didn't use their own money. They borrowed it, billions in debt. And they forced Toys R Us to carry those debts itself. A company that was once healthy was now paying $400 million a year just in interest. No new products, no store upgrades, just interest, just debt, just extraction. Then came the collapse. In 2017, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy. 33,000 people lost their jobs. And the investors? They had already made their money. Management fees, advisory contracts, payouts, and the losses, they were passed on. To the workers, to families, to taxpayers. You think this was a one-time thing? Then you're not paying attention. What they did to Toys R Us, they're doing right now to nursing homes, hospitals, grocery chains, vet clinics, and the worst part, you don't even see it. Chapter 2. Buy, load, strip, destroy. The 4-step plan to drain an entire country, they call it an investment. But what they're doing is a system, a cold, calculated 4-step machine, fueled by debt, fear, and greed. And it always works the same way. Step 1. They buy a company. Not because they believe in it, not because they see a future, but because they know there's still something to take. A name, a reputation, real estate, employees that still show up, and they don't pay with their own money. They take out a loan, often in the billions, and say, the company will pay it back. Step 2. Load. This is where the pain begins. The company is bought and now sinking under debt, even though it was healthy before. That means stores are closed, workers are fired, wages are cut, investments stop, prices go up. Why? Because that company doesn't live anymore, it just survives. To pay off the debt. And who does it serve? Not the customers, not the workers, but the new owners, collecting profits from the shadows. Step 3. Strip. Now it gets brutal. The company is picked apart, buildings are sold off, machinery is leased, savings are drained. Even the brand name is licensed or sold. What matters? Quick profit. Not growth, not jobs, not the future. Just, how much can we take today? Step 4. Destroy. When there's nothing left to take, they leave. The company? Empty. The workers? Gone. The reputation? Shredded. What's left? An abandoned building, a broken market, and thousands of people asking, what the hell just happened? And the private equity firm? They've already moved on to the next target. And maybe right now you're still thinking, yeah, that sounds bad, but that's not my world. Chapter 3. Lives destroyed, and no one takes the blame. Maybe you're still thinking, yeah, that sounds bad, that's not my world. But a toy store was just the start. What they did to Toys R Us, they're doing right now to nursing homes, to places where people don't play. They die. Manor Car, one of the biggest nursing home chains in America, bought in 2007 by the Carlyle Group, one of the most powerful private equity firms in the world. First came the money, $6 billion, mostly borrowed. Then came the blueprint, the same strategy, every time. The debt, dumped on Manor Car. Suddenly the company had to pay rent for buildings it already owned. Let that sink in. They were charged to use their own properties. And then came the cuts. Fewer nurses, cheaper food, broken wheelchairs, no money for sanitation, no money for care. The result? Thousands of complaints, hundreds of deaths. Sons and daughters finding their mothers, fathers, grandparents in urine, in vomit, in isolation. And Carlyle, they walked away. They sold the company, they took the money, and left a graveyard behind. And no, this is not a one-time thing. This is a pattern, a strategy, a business model. Today in America, 1 out of every 10 nursing homes is owned by private equity. And according to a major study, people living in those homes have a 10% higher death rate. Why? Because they cut, because they strip, because no one takes responsibility. Chapter 4. Who's behind it, and why they never lose. You want to know who allows this? Who profits when people die? Who destroys companies and never looks back? It's not just one man. It's not just one firm. It's an entire machine. A system built from billionaires, banks, fund managers, and yes, even politicians. The men who run it. Steven Schwarzman, CEO of Blackstone, controls over $600 billion, lives in a mansion with 35 bathrooms, while people in his nursing homes sleep on blood-stained mattresses. Leon Black, co-founder of Apollo Global, worth billions, and tied to multiple scandals, including links to Jeffrey Epstein. Henry Kravis, co-founder of KKR, the father of the leveraged buyout. His firm helped kill Toys R Us and made a fortune doing it. These men don't run countries. They don't have to. They own the system that runs them. They control markets, jobs, companies, lives. But they're not alone. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they fund the takeovers. They make money off the debt. Pension funds, holding your money. Teachers, firefighters, nurses, investing in the same firms that destroy their jobs. Politicians, they protect it all. They keep private equity untouched. And their profits, taxed at just 20%, thanks to a trick called carried interest. That's right, they pay less in taxes than you do, even if you work 50 hours a week just to survive. This system was never meant to be fair. It was built so they always win. They borrow, they extract, they walk away. And when it collapses, you pay the price, you lose your job, you bury your loved ones, and they move on, richer than ever. Chapter 5. They take your money and destroy your future. You work, you pay in, and you hope that someday you'll get something back. A retirement, some security, a little peace after a life of hard work. But what if I told you your own money is being used against you? Pension funds, teacher salaries, retirement accounts, police departments. It all flows into private equity. Why? Because the returns look good, because it looks smart on paper, because no one is watching. But what happens to that money? It's used to buy the very companies that might fire you tomorrow, that might take away your father's hospital bed, that might deny your daughter an education. They take your retirement money and use it to fund the destruction of your own world. And now comes the insult. You make $60,000 a year, you probably pay around 24% in taxes, maybe more. A teacher pays 28%. A firefighter, 30%. A nurse, even more depending on the state. But the private equity billionaires, they pay just 20%. Not on work, not on effort, but on something called carried interest. A tax loophole for the ultra-rich. They take your money, they make billions, and they pay less tax than you. You build something, they tear it down, and they call it business. And when it all falls apart, when your retirement isn't enough, when your company vanishes, when your care home becomes dangerous, you're left standing there with no answers, no justice, no one coming to help. Chapter 6. It was never built for you. You wake up every morning, you go to work, you pay your taxes, you hope it'll be enough, that your retirement is safe, that your kids will have a better life, that there's a plan, a purpose, something you can trust. But what if I told you, this system was never built for you? Private equity isn't an accident, it's not a glitch. It's the face of a system that only needs you while you function. Not while you dream, not while you breathe, only while you pay. They don't know you. They don't see you. To them, you're not a person. You're a number on a spreadsheet, a line in a calculation. If you die because your nursing home cut costs, it's not in their report. If your daughter loses her job because her company was gutted, it's not a problem, it's a profit. And you keep paying into your retirement, into your insurance, into your last shred of hope, never realizing that your money is being used to destroy everything you ever loved. This is not a market. This is not progress. This is not capitalism. This is a heist, a war without bombs, a system without faces, but with millions of victims. And while you try to simply live, they're already planning the next deal. They never lose, they never pay, they never answer, because the system protects them. It was built for them, not for you. You want to know how private equity is destroying America? Look around. The answer is you. Outrow. No end. Only beginning. You've watched this video, now you know more than most. But knowledge alone won't change a thing. You have a choice. You can ignore it. Keep scrolling. Pretend this is too big for you, or you can start asking questions. Start talking. Start sharing. Start seeing. Because as long as we stay quiet, they keep writing the rules, and we lose everything. Share this video, leave a comment, start a conversation, and never forget, power feeds on silence. But systems break when people pay attention.